Today we're going to show you how to do a Lloyds air filter in a Victory Vision. Not too bad of a job, fairly easy. A little bit of stuff you got to take out of the way. We'll show you. It's nothing you can't do yourself. What this air filter will do for you is it's reusable, so you can clean it out, and it also makes the motor breathe a little bit better, so you get a little bit more horsepower with it. Price is right. They run around $90, $85, so they're not too expensive. And like I say, they're fairly easy to install. It's something you can do yourself. So let's get over to the bike and show you how to do it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pop this panel off. You don't need any tools. Just kind of hook your fingers under there. A lift up. Kind of go easy because it just kind of snaps in. That's it. That'll come right off. Next thing you're going to want to do is pull this bezel out around the speedometer. You got to just kind of hook your fingers. Same deal. It's just kind of on there. Now this one's a little bit tougher to do. You got to hook and just pull. And you got to pull pretty hard because it snaps in pretty good. And just work it. You'll see there's 4 push-in pins on the back that snap on. So you got to kind of pop that off of there. And that's all you have to do. What we're trying to do is get this panel here up and out of the way. So in here, you got 4 bolts here. They're 6mm Allen, so you're just going to want to loosen those bolts up, take them out. The air filter is actually underneath all of this. Okay, now the other thing you want to do is take your key out because you're going to raise up off of there. That panel, you can see it's getting loose. Okay, now what you got to do, and you'll see down in the side here, you got to pop this lid open. There's another bolt down in here. So don't start prying. I want to show you. It moves. You think it's going to come loose, but it isn't quite ready to come loose. Don't pull on it because you'll snap that off. And you can see I don't use fancy tools, I just use what we have, same as you guys can. It's not that big a deal. So take that bolt out, and now you'll see this thing will lift right out. Okay? So, if you have a helper, you might want to get somebody to give you a hand. You don't want to pull real hard on all this stuff because all your wires are attached here. But what you're trying to get to is right here. This is where the air filter is. This lid right here, that's the air filter. So if you have somebody that can kind of hold this panel out of the way, you know, that's a good time. So we'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay, so these bolts are all 10mm. So you just want to take them off. They're not in there very tight at all. I actually didn't pre-loosen any of this or anything. It's actually this easy to take off. You have this electrical box here. You have to remove that. Get it out of the way. You don't really have to unplug it or anything. But you do need to get it out of the way. You can kind of pull that up. You know, you don't have to take everything off. You can take that other bolt off if you want, but you don't have to. Take this wire loose. This is an 08, by the way, for all you guys that are wondering. This is an 08 Vision. Now you can just lift this plate up and pull it out of the way. It's real easy. If you wanted to clean your throttle bodies, if you look down inside here, I'll get a flashlight. If you wanted to clean your throttle bodies and spray them out, that's where you would. If you can see them moving in there. That's where you clean your throttle bodies, down in there. You would spray them out. So now we'll show you how to put the filter in. Okay, so when you put the air filter in, it can actually go in both ways. It can go in this way and it can go in this way. What you want to do, you want to make sure these holes line up. If you kind of look at that, you'll see this hole, this set of holes is closer to the top than it is here. So you do have to get that in there the right way. In this case, we're going to spin it around. Just kind of pull your wires out of the way and it'll just kind of drop in. It's not hard, nothing fancy. You also have the top plate. Now the top plate has the holes as well. So when you put it in there, make sure you get that, you know, kind of lined up the way it needs to go. In the kit with the filter, you get new bolts. So use those bolts. And again, just like I always tell you, just get the bolts started. Don't tighten one up and then do the next one. Get them all started first. Make sure you put your little cable clamps. They have these little cable clamps that are holding stuff. Make sure you put those back in. This is probably the hardest part because it's a pain, because they fall off and they're hard to get on there. But make sure you put them back in because they do hold stuff. Now this last one was where that wire was. So what you can do is just put it, you know, I just put it in the corner here. But you want to make sure you put that wire back on. It's a little ground wire. Start in the center when you tighten stuff up, and you don't want to tighten them all the way again. You know, just get them going. And then you should do like a crisscross pattern. Just a normal mechanical way of doing stuff, crisscross. You're going to do this corner, and you're going to go up and do the other corner. This just helps you draw everything down evenly so you don't have a big hump. So once you get it all the bolts snugged up, just go around and tighten them up. You don't want to go overboard, just tighten them up. You're going to put your electrical box back on. Snug those bolts up, and that's basically all there is to it. You're going to just kind of take your panel now. Make sure you don't have any wires caught underneath here. That back on. Don't forget that little one down in the corner here. I'm going to put that wire under there, don't forget that. And again, once again, just snug these up a little bit. Make sure that they're in. If any point of this is binding or anything, then you know you did something wrong, and chances are you got the wires caught on there. You know you have some wiring underneath there that's caught. So now you can go back, snug these up. Pop the key back in. Tighten this one little screw here. Don't forget it. So that should be all tight for you now. You shouldn't have anything loose, no rattles. Everything should work. Your key should still work. You know, make sure that works. Your radio, in case you bump something and you knocked a wire off or something. Take your panel, just kind of tuck it back in the seat a little bit. Push it in. Your gauge bezel, just do the same thing. Just kind of get one corner, push it in, go to the next corner, just kind of work your way around. And that's all there is to it, to putting in a Lloyds air filter. Thanks for watching.